boys picked the wrong rig to chase.
Again and I'll tear your throat out!
Come on, taste it!
Want some more? Do with it! You touch it, you're
We did it.
Hands off the wheel, Lincoln. This run ends with you.
Yeah? We'll see about that. Should have worn a seatbelt, Brenda.
Hell yeah. Let's talk about it. Folks, we are live. I am live. We are talking ourselves to death. I have a handful of topics I'd like to talk about tonight. The comment box is open. Our social media, I don't know what the hell this is. Apparently, I don't know if we ever played with this. Apparently, if you comment on YouTube, I have the option of putting your comment on the screen and we can talk about it. Just another way, I don't know, just another thing to make this whole thing a little bit more complicated. Yeah, so the join link is up if anybody wants to shoot the shit. If not, I totally get it. It's crunch time. Deadline is looming. 9 p.m., folks. He's incredibly generous. What is this? It's staff. Alright, so... First of all, this music. Ah! They're fucking cooking. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That is the Hollywood Squares theme song from, like, the 60s and 70s. And there's a reason why I'm playing it to open this program. And it's because Deafywood Squares is coming. Possibly. Maybe. With your help, Deafywood Squares can become a reality. What is Deafywood Squares? I think we've talked about it. I may have talked about it before. But I think I'm figuring out how I can pull this off. I need 11 volunteers in a Fed with, 8 active writers. This will go perfectly fine. So what is Deafywood Squares? Well, other than a really great excuse to play this song again, Deafywood Squares would be, I would have 9 squares and a secret square. The secret square would almost certainly be Strasma, and that is not a very good, well-kept secret. But there'll be 9 squares, 2 contestants, and the 2 contestants actually vying for this. I feel like I would have to, since I'm the host, I feel like I would have to select these 2 people, and the 2 people I would select is based off of past winners of when we did Jeopardy on Talking Ourselves to Death, and the 2 people who won those games, if I recall accurately, is Joe and Seth, with a nod to Strasma and his dog shit internet connection. Okay, but the 2 people who won the game was Joe and Seth. So I feel like Joe and Seth would be my first 2 picks for being the players for Deafywood Squares. Deafywood Squares. Yep. They would be my first picks. And maybe Strasma's an alternate if Joe's busy with a child. And what I would need is I would need 9 other volunteers. Okay? And all I would need from you, wouldn't need to be live. All I would need from you is you to set up your phone in a landscape. That's this way, people. And record yourself answering questions that I give you. The questions I would give you would pertain either to your character and your character's history, to feuds you've been in. You participant, the square, would have the option of either bluffing or telling the truth. I may ask you if you're clever enough to come up with a bluff, and then, to sell it, and then I might choose between your real answer and the bluff as to how the game's going and how I present it. But yeah, man, I'm excited about the idea. I can take the videos you give me, put them in those little squares. I can even, I figured out, loop MP4 videos of like the waving or whatever. Oh my God, this could be the dumbest thing I've done since the last dumb thing I did. But anyway, Deafywood Squares. Get excited about it. I need 9 people. So that's a factor. And we have more than 9 people who I think, but I need video. I need you to be clever. And I don't know if I have 9 of that. So I'll put the official feelers out. But again, is the song playing? I don't think the song's playing. Why isn't the song playing? Where's the song? Oh, shit. There it is. Yeah, listen. It's a reason to play the song again. All right, so let's talk about why we are here. I guess since I'm the only one here, I'm going to talk about what I'm digging in Defiance right now, the things that are like on my mind, and I will talk about, I'll kind of throw some questions out there for further discussion if anybody wants to either comment. I think I can see YouTube comments. I don't even know if anybody's watching. Irrelevant. This is instead of talking ourselves to death, it's Paul's talking to himself. And that happens. So what am I excited about? Let's talk about it. Right now, for me, it's all about the Fist of Defiance. At DEF CON, Resin captures the Fist after, he's been here for almost 6 years, maybe? Active here. Built an incredible story. Resin is probably the only universally beloved character in Defiance, or just, I don't know, anyone who reads it, and, especially if you've heard the voice and the performances that Strasma's done on Def Radio and other, whatever, Resin resonates. And Resin is powerful, and Resin is the top champion in the world. A long time coming. Capturing the Fist has to be cool, because, this is a hobby, and it's angled, and it is, planned who's going to win, just like real wrestling, I suppose. But, winning this championship is kind of, it's a statement. It kind of says something about how your writing is viewed. And how your contribution, I imagine, and again, I don't make those decisions. They don't invite me into those rooms to have those chats. But I imagine, staff looks at the writers that resonate, and nobody resonates like Resin. And so again, winning the title for Straws has to be really cool. And right now he's so happy he didn't dip into this early. But winning it has to be cool. But the story told, right? Capturing that title from Henry Keys, of all people, all that history, the years, the dynamic that's changed over those 5 or 6 years. It's a really, really, that's an incredible story on its own, to put the world title, to put the Fist of Defiance, wrap it around that. That has to hit different, and it does hit different. And, yeah, I have questions for Straws about that. If he chooses to join us, if he can finish his fucking match and get that submitted, can he do it? Can he? So yeah, obviously that's huge. DEF CON was huge. In addition to that, probably the other top stories, I would say, top stories coming out of that are the retirements. The retirements we knew about coming out of this. We knew it was Flying Frenchie's last match. We knew it was Dan Ryan's last match in Defiance, and both of those matches delivered. What we did, the retirement we didn't know was Lindsay Troy, and now Henry Keys is kind of, I think maybe biding his time perhaps, or maybe not, so certainly a void left. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see it play out. Bear with me here as I bring in somebody. I just got to remember how to do this. I never remember how to do this in the moment. So bear with me. Let's remember how to do things. That's important. Yes, you can. Welcome to the program, sir. Bear with me as I figure out how to exist in the. Yes, please. Oh, wait, assign placeholder. There we go. Boom. I remember how to do things, and I'm going to choose network straws assign. All right, let me write that down. I'm going to forget how to do that. And then I got to do this. All right, so yeah, Straws is here. Straws, welcome. I don't know if you were listening or anything, but I was just talking prior to you popping in about Resin capturing the fist. How was that? How was that experience for you? Writing that, working with Brush. I don't know. What would you like to say about your experience? Getting to DEF CON and making that happen.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't prepare notes. Yeah, it was. That was quite the undertaking, that match, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of callbacks, and I don't remember much of it. I just that at the very end, and I was pretty much like it was one of those situations where you're just kind of like, oh, okay, I got all the entrances are done, the finish is done, I got all the meat, I'm 80% there, I'm just about to collapse, like in the golden hour, like. Brush just came like, Samwise to Frodo, just like picks him up and takes him those last few paces up the Mount Doom,
Mm-hmm. He's good for that. Brush is great for that.
Right, he's clutch.
Absolutely. All right, so bear with me 1 second. I just want to make sure I got everything cooking here. I think we're good. Okay. Again, you mentioned Brush is clutch. A breeze to work with, in my experience. Obviously, winning the championship here for Resin. Resin's had a journey, and it'll be interesting to see, I think, for me as a fan, as a fanboy, to see how Resin, what his next form is as the champion, or I guess that maybe the better way to say it is how this championship run takes form with him at the helm. It'll be kind of interesting. Obviously, now you have Bronson Box in the way. Have you thought about this for a long time as far as what you do with him as a champ? Or are you kind of winging it?
Well, yeah, there's a general plan. Winging it, I guess, is what I could say. Winging it to the general idea of what I want to go with. But, yeah, I'm really excited just kind of be building something with Evan and Bronson Box, just because, that's a character that's had like a lot of standing, and I feel I want to tell the story of like new Defiance versus old Defiance, and Box's character is very much rooted in just kind of like, here's this guy that came from this era where he had Eric Dane, Eugene Dewey, Tyrone Walker, all these heavy hitters and all these legends in their own right, and he comes in now and like, what has he got? He's got just a bunch of us goofballs, I guess, it's in a sense, it's he's just disappointed with what he sees in the modern day Defiance, and sees that kind of like past era being overshadowed by all of this, and now he's finally stepping up to put it right, put it back to the way it needs to be. And here's Resin, kind of the nude face of Defiance, who more or less just kind of stumbled into this position. It's like, oh great, now I'm the face and the icon of this entire wrestling company, and I gotta like live up to a standard and everything. So I think there's a lot of potential, a lot of chemistry, and just kind of hashing it out and coming up with these ideas over the past month. I think we've got like, pretty good. I think it'll be a pretty good narrative.
Well, it got off to a great start. Obviously, a couple shows ago. And like it's interesting, the way you frame it, right? It's kind of old establishment versus no establishment, and just winging it. That'll be a lot of fun to watch unfold for sure. As you were coming on, I was moving to the retirements of Flying Frenchie, Dan Ryan, Lindsay Troy, obviously at DEF CON as well, with kind of a little bit of a surprise there. Leaving a void in Defiance, but what's cool about this group is you can it kind of felt like, obviously, Flying Frenchie wasn't super active, obviously, right? Dan Ryan more so. But it is one of those pieces where the cool thing about this place is you can almost feel the void immediately be filled. And, whether it's whether it's Resin in his ascension, Brock Newblood, Tyler Fuse, like there's all these other guys who could very easily step into those spots in a pay-per-view. And it feels like, while, kind of a changing of the guard, like, in Resin winning this title here just speaks to that even more of, hey, this is the new generation.
Yeah. The new generation, just like WWE, man. We need
Exactly.
a Doink. We need an Atom Bomb.
I think we kind of have them. We kind of have a Doink. We kind of have an Atom Bomb,
We have the Atomic Punks now, I think.
We have the Atomic Punks, we don't have a clown because Jestal's not here. Jestal's not active, but we got clownish characters. I mean, yeah, it's interesting.
Connor and Tyler are basically Brett and Owen, and
Great point.
yeah, all right. We're the new generation, everybody.
Yeah, new generation. We just figured it out. All right. Yeah, and then obviously I mentioned Lindsay Troy, Henry Keys, so like that's also a blow potentially to the tag division. But the tag division, the great thing about the tag division here is, it just kind of keeps rolling and keeps growing. So that'll be, always a fun division to watch. Obviously, then the other story that I'm really enjoying, and it's very, very new, is Oscar Burns, Ryan Batts, the tech support stable with Sergeant Safety, the Great Grapsby, which is tough to say. It's easy to read Grapsby, but it's not as easy it doesn't just roll off the tongue. And then most recently, the Grapscallion. Obviously, Seth is also one of those guys who is able to just churn out gold effortlessly, it seems. Your early aspirations for tech support, Strauss? I agree.
Sorry, did you hear me?
Nope.
Okay. I said,
Oh, yeah, I got that. Okay.
yeah, I'm glad to see Ryan Batts back in the picture and stuff, and Seth's got a good way of always kind of evolving his characters, or not keeping them stale, so to speak, or even just kind of grouping together to just kind of consolidate storylines and stuff like that. We see it a lot in Familia, but yeah, I think Bat's coming back, and getting back with Oscar Burns. I think it's a nice fresh start for Oscar, and yeah, I'm glad to see Batts back, especially after he was kind of in the mix. Let's say back, was it 2021 or 22? Or
Yep.
He had that really great. I don't know if he was in that match or if that was just Burns. There was that Tiger Cage match with Elise Aries. I can't remember when that was.
I don't remember that. That might be before me.
That might have been 2020. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, but again, what's cool is Seth is he's got all these characters, and he can put them in the bank and then just lend them out to people, and then or just completely reinvent them. And I think Ryan Batts is certainly one of those. I went to I think I probably said this, but I went to Seth and said, hey, do you have a character who's this height that you're not using that I could use as MV2? And he's like, fuck yeah, Ryan Batts, here you go. And I'm like, perfect. Perfect. So yeah, he's very giving. I think the cool thing, Oscar,
that was the last person I guessed as the fake violator, but
right. I don't know, I'm excited to see Oscar Burns in this pseudo comedy role as well. Obviously he's done it before, but this is yeah, it's going to be interesting. Sergeant Safety getting a little bit of a shine here as well. Seth, if Seth chooses, could make Sergeant Safety worth $1 million in the span of an arc, depending on what he wants to do with him. But yeah, I'm very intrigued to see this. Also enjoying the Connor, Tyler, the adult Connor doing adult shit. The feud with Malik. It is kind of fun. Anytime you see, I always enjoy like when the history is so rich that, these wrestlers have faced each other in the past. Like obviously Connor and Malik have this long history, Tyler, right? Like, so long history there where Malik was the heel, Connor was the face, and then like how when you can switch it, which you've done with Brush, with Henry and Resin a couple times, on either side, opposite sides of the poles, from a standpoint. And I always think it's cool when they do that. I'm enjoying that stuff. I love flipping the dynamic.
Oh yeah.
I want to say too. All right, so I only came into this like with very limited things because hey, whatever, we'll hit him with a short. But match.
Even more limited, yeah.
No, you're good, man. Match length, okay. Always a hot topic in Defiance. What is your ideal? It's always going to come up. It'll always come up. And it feels like what's interesting. I think if you. And we've probably done it. Like if you poll everybody and say, what do you want to do? I think everybody would generally agree, but we can't get everybody to agree. Or at least when they do agree, can't get everyone to hold to it. Seems to be the tale. At least that's my perception.
I can't even hold my own self. I'm looking at this doc right now, and when I got into this today, I was like, okay, look, I got the day off. We don't need to go overboard on this. To see how the 3-4 pages, in and out real quick match, just
sure.
Get the action, so a little back and forth here, and you get to the main spots, move on, that's all I need. Now I'm looking at it, and it's like 14 pages long. I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, man.
God.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I got in this deep, and now I'm racing. Well, I don't know how I get carried away in writing so much.
I think sometimes
like a small idea, but, you plant that seed and it just grows into a beanstalk somehow, and you're like, well, I guess I'm taking this where it goes, yeah, but I also kind of like the idea of like maybe just maintaining more of a short form style, or basically saying like, when we set these rundowns or whatever, okay, here's your length, 5 pages. Unless there's anything special, we don't really need to see the exact same entrance, do we? It's just copy pasted and 3 pages long for most people, or something like that, or we don't need the commentary to give their expressions to every move. You could sum it up in 5 or 6 paragraphs, get to the finish, and then long form the main kind of like plot points, the stuff that I guess we're pretty much scrolling to anyway. Who's going to interfere here? Who's going to win the match? What's going to happen after the match? What are the big narrative points that moves that arc along? Then maybe your top 3 or 4 matches on that card, you can make, or the more spotlight or the kind of feature presentation, you could long form those matches. And I look at it from the perspective of like, what's digestible through a card, and as I'm trying to like get through a card, like, okay, I got to get caught up on this stuff, and as like time goes by, another week goes by, and I got to write this segment for this show now, and like, oh crap, it turned into 14 pages. How did that happen? I still got to read this card, and start kind of scrolling through or something. So, what's
right? That's a good point too. It's like you want people, you want people to read it, right? Like that's always the goal. And making it shorter, right? When you're writing a lot of stuff, it prevents you from reading. It prevents you from. Yeah, that's real. That's real. But I think a lot of people, and Seth chimed in too. It happens all the time for him as well. And Seth with his multiple characters, that's an easy trap to fall into. But yeah, in order to be more engaged, you almost have to be a little less engaged and write a little less, so that you have time to absorb everything going on. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think generally speaking, most people agree. I think everyone agrees our shows are too long, or very long. Maybe not too long, but very long. I know other places. I'm sure there are other places out there where cards are longer, but I think generally, people want people want their stuff to be read and talked about, and it's harder when the matches are longer, and sometimes the call is coming from inside the house. Sometimes we are our own problem. We make our own weather, and it's rainy, and it's again, obviously we're not going to solve anything sitting here, but just something to think about. I tend to agree with you. A couple paragraphs to describe the general action. And then, right, what's the story coming out of it? What do you want people to remember when they, go to the next segment? And maybe that's more long form. I think also with short form, you can be more creative at sometimes. You can be more clever with your writing and how you present it. It doesn't need to be just, anyway, it's something to play with. I think if people started doing short form matches, just started doing them, I don't think anybody would stop them. Maybe they would. Maybe Brian would be like, hey, I don't know.
Just kind of felt like, I could write a short form match. I don't think anyone's going to complain. No one's going to say, oh, why'd you write short form? Like, well, you got the point across, didn't you?
Right. But I think also you want things to be uniform to a degree. I get it. All right. Had that as a topic. I'm glad we solved that problem. I'm enjoying. I'm probably enjoying it too much. I'm enjoying some of the new features that Brian has introduced to the website. Some of the things like DEFCOM as like an integrated way built into the website. I think that's really cool. I haven't played with the Defiant yet.
The news source, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the news stories, like new ways to do that. I haven't played with the Defiant, that version of it myself yet. I'm eager to. I just every time I think to do it, I always think it's too much to write, and sometimes it's easier just to do the DEFCOM. And DEFCOM is super easy. I'm having a blast with that as a way to, it's one more way to advance your story or add depth to your story or another layer to what you're trying to accomplish. And some characters can use DEFCOM more readily and easily, or than others. Like Corvo's never going to tweet. He's never going to do it. Where
you can do selfies,
right?
Like a Corvo selfie. He's like at the petting zoo or something. He just
with like the duck lips.
Yeah, gently,
He's just Strauss. He's just never gonna do it. He is never gonna do it. But like a character like Scotty Flat,
like reading books to kindergartners.
Like a character like Scotty Flash would live on the social media, right? Like, and he does. Like, and I'm trying to make him kind of annoying on it, just because why not? I've watched for a while people having so much fun with DEFCOM, and I'm like, I don't have a snarky character that I can go in and just kind of snipe people, and now I do, which is kind of fun. So I enjoy DEFCOM, and yes, Gorman says Corvo seems like a MySpace guy. I would agree with that. I think that's an astute assessment. He's got Friendster. He's a Friendster guy. So again, anytime there's those added avenues to add some depth, even Joe with the the Creator Wrestler WWE game, Joe's done some design stuff in there where he's designed a character a certain way. I'm certain where people have, oh, I like that, I'm going to use that now, right? Like kind of the AI has kind of done that in certain instances for me. So again, any of those things I just think are so cool, and just adding another little wrinkle to the hobby. It's kind of fun. I'm trying to think like what else is there? What else can you do? But let's see. What else do I have here?
We used to do. I want to say. I mean, we had. I just want to fit like integrating the Defiant, where we could put our own kind of news things on there. It's like posting in random channels or something.
Oh, he added the medical. He added that medical.
Too.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you had like Scott who would kind of like be in charge of that, and kind of like when it's on one person, and that person eventually stops keeping up on that, and eventually kind of gets put off to the side, and it's just there. You have this news source that's not really being utilized, and now it's being utilized by anyone that wants to utilize it. Having that option to just put in a quick form and submit, and then boom, it's there. and eat a little toast for it, a little toaster for it, you know. Oh, new news.
Yeah,
And seeing it right there in the main page too. Yeah.
yeah, it kind of gives everybody access, which I think is nice.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah, 'cause
could
you're-
we do? Okay.
Well, no, but what
if we did like this radio show?
Straws,
Yeah, like
run
a
with it.
character who has-
Run with it, Straws. I will contribute. I will eagerly contribute. Yeah, and who knows? And listen, Def Radio may return. The day will come when there'll be some reason where I, against all judgment, better or otherwise, will be like, you know, be the 1 year anniversary or the 10-year anniversary of the first show or something stupid.
maybe the
I would
year-end
need.
award. Who knows?
Could be, yeah. Could tie it into something. Yeah, you could find a reason. I could find a reason for doing it. Let's see, what else do I have there? Man, I'm running throughout all my little notes here. Touched on that. Straws, are you down to participate in Defywood Squares? I don't know if you've heard about this.
Yeah, 50%ish.
50%?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll take 50%. I'm putting you down. Oh, let me write that down. 50%. Okay. We can build on that. But yes. So I don't really have any other topics. I don't think. I'm trying to see if anything is hiding on me. Shit. Did your band break up, Straws? You guys not doing the music?
No, not yet. I mean, we
Oh,
got a
okay.
few more shows coming up this. Excuse me. We got a few more shows coming up this month, and then after that, I think we're definitely taking a break from shows. But I'm not sure really where things stand after that. We're old, and our drummers just I don't know. It's one of those kind of things where you're in a you can tell that we haven't been in agreement for a long while. We don't have the same kind of philosophy on what we want to do. Myself, the drummer, we kind of want to write music and just record it quick and cheap and put it out and just have a body of work. Our vocalist seems to shy away from wanting to create any new music, and a lot of times he's like not there, so we'll make the music ourselves and give it to him, and then months later when he finally has lyrics, wants to change a bunch of shit around. It's very frustrating, where we're just like, why can't you just write to the fucking song that we wrote anyway? I don't know.
Right.
No, not yet, but I wait for the day.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I long for that for you. Yeah.
It's one of the stressful situations I just try not to think about, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Well then, pardon me. Well then, shit. But no, man, I get that, man. I certainly get it. And like everybody's got to be on the same page. Everyone
bitching about it. Don't get me wrong, but when I get that, when I pull on that string, that sweater's coming undone.
Right. Yeah. Everyone's gonna. I always. Any relationship, everybody's got to want to make it work. When somebody involved has a different idea, it ain't gonna happen. And that's life, baby. All right, Straws. I think this was good. I think it was good. I don't know. It was short, but it was Freeform Friday, man. And I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it's about. This was good. Straws, I don't know if you heard. This is the new theme song. I don't know if you heard the new theme song. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. Anyway, Straws, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for popping on, brother. Thanks for and for everybody. I think the two people watching, and Straws might be one of them. I appreciate both of you, and one of them, the other person might be me. I might have a window open somewhere. So again, talking to ourselves. All right, we're talking to each other, and isn't that nice? Isn't that wonderful? That's what it's about. All right, brother, I appreciate it, man. I'll catch you on the other side. All right, brother, appreciate it. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, all right, everything's fine. Catch you later.